Alright, this is, we're going to do a little demonstration on how to build a deep water culture, real simple hydroponic bucket system. There's a lot of different ways to do it. This is capable of growing some pretty good sized plants. My hobby's growing peppers, and I've got some pretty good sized plants growing out there. I'll show you after a while. All you need is a 5-gallon bucket, $2 or $3, or you can probably find them free. This is I believe they call them a mesh pot. It fits on top of the bucket. The holes in it allow the water to drain out, and then the growing medium here is called hydrogen. That's how I pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced other ways, but it's kind of some expanded clay pellet type deals. They're really light. In fact, if you put them in a bucket of water, some of them will even float. So they're real lightweight. They go in there. And, what you want to do first, I guess, is get you a drill. You could probably use a paddle bit, but I've got a step drill here, and a grommet and an elbow, and we'll put that towards right at the bottom of the bucket. I've already started a hole there, but it's not quite big enough. Put the grommet in there. Fit the elbow in it. Pretty tight fit, but that's a good thing. You don't want it to leak, and I haven't had one leak yet, so keep all the debris out from the drilling. And the purpose of that is so we can attach this. This is clear, it's blue, but it's just to block the light a little bit. Some tubing. We'll attach it there and cut it off about like that. And we'll fit that on. And I'll actually take you could use a zip tie. I've got like a bread tie wrapper here, and I'll fasten it to the handle there just to keep it upright, just loosely. And the purpose of that is it's clear. You can look at it and see the water level. Once we fill this up with water, and you can make a mark on it where you want to keep your water level, you'll be able to just look at it and make sure you've got enough nutrient solution in there. Next, take your top and change your drill bit. This is just some like aquarium airline tubing. You can pick it up anywhere. Aquarium supply, hydroponic supply stores, Walmart, those types of places. And you could either drill a hole in the side of your bucket or in the lid. You could even just run it down through the holes in the top here. There's some, whichever you prefer. I like to drill a hole in the top here. It's just the way I've been doing it. I'll keep doing it that way for now. Drill bit's not quite big enough, so I'm going to have to wring that out a little bit. Pull that through. You want the air stone. This is a pretty decent sized air stone. I picked that up for, I don't know, $3 or $4 at the hydroponic store. And if you have a local hydroponic store, I encourage you to support them. And slip that on there. Drop that in there. That'll set in the bottom of the bucket. Put your top on. I don't get paid by loads, so I'm not trying to support them. I did get the bucket from there. And you take your hydrogen, and that's all there is to it. You could, I guess you could put a seed in there and start a seed, but I've always started seedlings and then transfer them into the growing medium. This will hook up to your air pump, which I didn't bring it over here. I'll go get it here in a second and hook this all up. We'll fill this up with water. I usually, when I start out, I bring the water level up to about the bottom of the basket here, and we'll make a mark on here so we'll know where that is just by looking at it. And the roots will eventually come out of here, and if it's a big plant like a big pepper plant, it'll fill this bucket up with roots. Okay, so that was really simple. It's just a bucket. I drilled one hole in the bucket, installed a grommet, and this tube, drilled a hole in the top for the airline. The hydrogen, by the way, this stuff is really dusty when you buy it new, and you need to rinse it really well before you use it the first time. And the mesh basket here, it's all ready to go. Some of the hydrogen fall through there. Real simple construction. We're going to go ahead and fill the bucket up here in a minute, but some other ideas, you could do the same principle. These mesh baskets come in all different sizes. That's a pretty small one there. You could I don't know, take a coffee can and put one in it, the same type setup. Or maybe you could get a lid to fit your 5-gallon bucket and put several of these on there. I don't think it would work too well for growing big plants like peppers or tomatoes, but you could grow anything you want. Just size it. I grow one pepper per 5-gallon bucket because they get really huge. But lots of things you could grow, lots of ways to do it. So let's get on with filling our bucket up here. Set this out of the way. We're not going to be using this today. I'm just filling this with water straight from the tap out of the garden hose. We're really lucky right here. We have really good quality water right from the tap. In some places the water is really hard and has lots of minerals in it, and I'll show you how I check the quality of my water as soon as we get the bucket filled up here. And you can see the water level in the tube. That's how much water is in the bucket. And I haven't marked it where I want it yet, but I'm gonna bring it somewhere right up to there. Turn that off. This is a little meter here. It actually measures temperature too, but I don't ever use it for that. It measures total dissolved solids. And I don't really know how it does. It's something about electrical conductivity, but the display is in parts per million, and there's our tap water. It usually tests between 70 and 90. Today it's reading about 65, so that's 65 parts per million. I know in some areas water could be 300 or 400 parts per million straight from the tap. If you have water like that, I'd probably recommend using reverse osmosis water, maybe distilled water. I don't know. I don't have to worry about it because our water is so good here. So the nutrients that I use, and there's lots of choices here, but the ones that I have to use, it's General Hydroponics Flora series. It's a 3-part. You've got the micronutrients, the Flora Grow, and the Flora Bloom. And I bought it by the gallon. That is a lot of nutrients. I transferred over to these little smaller containers here, simply because they're much easier to work with. This amount of nutrients will run one of these for, well, if you're growing a pepper plant, it'll probably...
Battery's low.
The battery's low?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we may have to stop and continue later. It'll grow a pepper all season long, so that's really a lot of nutrients. You don't have to buy it by the gallon. But, anyway, I guess we'll go charge our battery and come back in a little bit.